His songs tell his life story, revealing how he sighted Rasta. I saw him as a figure in a tent show, and that's how I wanted to put him across. That's why much of what we shot was looking up at him. He was truly larger than life. I wanted to use smoke, but the Greek objected to that. So we put sticks of incense all around the back of the stage, which we had to keep lit throughout the show. My concept was that the film should have no dissolves. I wanted you to go into his world and become part of the music with a jazzy structure to the filming, so I hired the very best cameramen in Hollywood, people you didn't need to give constant directions to. Dayton Bones Howe, whose credits included Elvis Presley's 1968 NBC TV special, supervised the live recording. In a few years' time, he'll become vice president of Columbia Pictures, which goes to show the level of expertise involved in the making of this project. Front row seats at the Greek that hot summer night on August 23rd cost $13.95. Those at the back were $5 cheaper and will be worth every cent. Dennis Brown was hailed as the reggae crown prince, and many of his songs have been massive hits in Jamaica. The crowd loved him, but it was then time for a different kind of reggae experience. Out of the darkness came a spotlight on the drums and the sound of a heartbeat. It was as if Santa's kit was breathing, like a living organism. After an opening creation, Peter walked on stage dressed in full-length yellow robes and Arab headdress, and gripping an Ethiopian cross in his right hand. At times like this, Peter Tosh looks majestic, and yet he's funny with it. Note how he lists countries like Germany and Taitwo instead of Taiwan on African. Whatever the nature of his inner struggles, he's still a compelling figure. The crowd cheers when he flashes his dreadlocks just before a sonorous organ introduces Rastafari is. Michael C. Collins' vision of Peter as a preacher suddenly lurches into focus, except rather than whipping up his congregation, this one's busily reaching into the folds of his robes and fishing out a spliff large as a carrot, which he then lights up on stage. It's an act that still seems daring, and especially with the cameras rolling. The music's really grooving now. Donald Kinsey isn't such a showman as Darrell Thompson was, but he's burning on songs like Rastafari Is, Where You Gonna Run, and Johnny Be Good. The music takes on a reverential hue during the former, as Peter and Vision sit side by side, playing conga drums painted red, green, and gold. There's a message for bald heads to respect the Rastaman on Glass House, which may be in response to Jack Anderson, although Peter's not leaving it there, since this triggers one of his impromptu rants. After complaining that reggae is being starved of promotion, a situation he says embarrasses him, he then warns the audience they are headed for World War III. You, not we, because the Rastaman has been fighting the First, Second, and Third World Wars from before they ever started. This speech will be missing from the captured live film, as will Legalize It, Bush Doctor, Don't Look Back, Buckingham Palace, and Mama Africa. There were time restrictions to consider, but omitting Tosh's finest herb anthems and also two of his best fusion tracks must have been a hard call to make. Eric Olson interviewed Peter on August 24, entitled his article, The Shit Stem. I met with Tosh the day after a magnificent performance at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. As I approached Tosh's Hollywood hotel room, incense billowed out from under the door. As the photographer and I entered the room, several members of Tosh's entourage lolled about, Jamaican style. Tosh was renowned for giving writers, especially white writers, a hard time. Tosh stretched to his full 6'4" height and shook his Medusa tangle of dreads, then composed himself into an alarmingly compact coil on the couch. I was seated across from Tosh, sensing that all of this was aimed at maximum intimidation. Tosh wore a preternaturally white t-shirt and sweats. He corralled his dreads under a Jamaican-style cap, put on his shades, lit 5 more sticks of incense, and signaled his willingness to be addressed. "Why did you leave the Whalers?" "I never left myself, man. It was belittling my integrity. I taught Bob Marley. How can you compare the teacher with the taught? I and the devil are at war. The devil make Marley leader of the band. I had no desire to follow the path of destruction." "Are you saying that Bob Marley is a devil?" "Bob Marley is dead, man." During the conversation, Tosh carefully cleaned, pruned, and rolled a spliff the size of a banana. He lit it, blew a volcanic stream of smoke at the ceiling, and smiled. "How do you like having a hit single?" He's referring to Johnny B. Good. "What hit single?" Peter testily replies. "A black man sells 50,000 copies and he's got a hit? The white man sells 4 million and he has a hit. The ministers of the shitstem seek to kill me spiritually, verbally, and physically, so that I might be crucified like Christ and all true Christians. The shitstem is white and black, Christian and Jew. It's a conspiracy, man. It will be in my book, Red X."